Hello, dear viewer. Thank you for joining me for your daily Pick a Card Tarot reading. I always ask you to choose the stone or stones that call to your intuition. And we begin. I'll put the timestamps in the description box so you can find your pile quickly. And we've got the Tiger's Eye. All right. So for those of you who chose the Tiger's Eye, we have the Tower. We don't get too worried about the Tower. The Tower means that it only means something has changed things. So there may be actually, though, with this Five of Wands, there could be a communication. There could be an argument. There could be a disagreement. There could be a communication that's quite calm, but it's debate. You know, it's sort of like hashing it out, trying to figure out the right way to go ahead. So for some of you, there could be a communication that it changes things. The communication itself does. And maybe there's even someone going off to think things over and kind of get emotionally right again, emotionally settled again. The Eight of Cups is about going off in search of what's missing sometimes. Usually it's what's missing emotionally, because cups a lot of times are about emotion. So there may be something that changes things today. Get some mileage out of some conversation. Sometimes this Five of Wands, however, for some of you is going to be about internal conflict. And the Tower is really, that's the crown. You know what I mean? The Tower really is like a bolt of lightning to the head. Like, oh, I get it now. You know, for some of you, internal conflict is resolved after you sort of separate yourself and kind of get in touch with your emotions, and you read them and you face them and you process them, and then you suddenly you understand what it is you need to do. So for some of you, this isn't a huge thing. This is I don't know what I'm doing today, or I don't know, or something's on my mind, whether that's work or a relationship or my spirituality, how I relate to myself. Something's on my mind. I need to separate myself out, read my emotions, and then a real epiphany could be coming that really changes things and clarifies things for you. So whether this has to do with conflict around you or disagreement with someone else, or whether this has to do with internal conflict, it does look like the path to clarity is indeed taking some time, reflecting. You can separate yourself out for a little while and gain some emotional clarity. And your emotions should guide you. You don't need to feel bad. You don't need to feel, any thoughts that are making you feel rotten are not the thoughts you want to pursue. You want to follow the thoughts that start to make you feel better. Okay. For those of you who chose the blue and gray stone, we've got the Seven of Wands, the Hierophant, the Two of Coins. Okay, you're standing your ground. So it may feel busy to you lately. The Hierophant is usually, he comes forward when we're doing what we're expected to do and we're able to do it and we're okay with doing it. You know, he kind of gives us that energy to know the right thing to do. The Hierophant is about human traditions, human organizations, human structures, even like the family or community, social laws, norms. It's like that. And the Hierophant, the goal of the Hierophant is to bring about the greater good through these human institutions. So today is a day when that might be prominent for you, and you're balancing, you're the nimble juggler, you're balancing your sources of security. And that makes sense with the Hierophant, because the Hierophant are, sort of we humans get together in these kinds of customs, beliefs, institutions, organizations to lend stability to our lives and to the lives of our families, right? That's why the Hierophant is there. And so it makes sense that this person is juggling sources of security and doing it ably and well. And we have the Seven of Wands, standing your ground. So I don't know if it feels a little too challenging. You're doing it. You're doing fine. Please don't worry. You're doing great. The power of the Hierophant is with you today. You're able to do what you need to do, what you want to do. You're able to do it. So today you might be feeling the challenge of that more for some reason, but please understand how able you are. All right. And we can always ask for help from any spirits on the other side. We can always ask for help, or from Source in general. For those of you, or whoever you believe in, for those of you who chose the black stone with the little fossil here, we've got the High Priestess, the Star, and the King of Cups. Okay, so the High Priestess and the Star are amazing. These are amazing cards because the Star comes forward when Spirit is saying there's reason to be hopeful, okay? So please, if you have hopeful thoughts, dwell upon those because they're on the right track. And the High Priestess is, a deeper understanding. It's your intuition. It's your connection with the divine. It's strong today. It's strong today. So I feel like today is a day where there may be some turbulent water somewhere, probably nothing huge because you're floating right over the top of it. Or if it is huge, you're still floating over the top of it because you've got some maturity here and you've got some experience doing that. And you're kind of comfortable with processing your emotions and dealing with those, and you have some mastery over those. So this is about, don't worry about turbulent waters. Inside, there's reason to be hopeful. Inside, And these are two very powerful major arcana. So in other words, sometimes it's hard to distinguish between what's our mind and what's our spirit. Our mind a lot of times wants to figure everything out. Our mind worries. Our mind wants to fret. Our mind, if there's fear, it's in our mind. It's not in our spirit. So I think this is a little bit of guidance. If you're having hopeful thoughts, that's what's coming out of your intuition. That's what's coming out of your knowing. That's what's coming out of your spirit. So I think that's a little bit of a guidance there too, but you certainly have the insight and the awareness and the maturity to figure that out. So it's a good day. It's a good and powerful day. And it looks like good things are coming. And we have the orange stone. Whoever chose the orange stone. We have the Magician, we have the Eight of Wands, and we have the Four of Coins. So the Magician is a powerful card. It's all about manifesting the heavenly on earth. It's all about, see now the Fool in the Fool's Journey encounters the Magician who says to him, who undoes his pack on the table and says to him, you have everything you need. You have the emotional fortitude with the cups. You've got the stability, you've got enough practical help with the coins, you've got enough smarts with the sword, and you've got enough purpose and energy with the rod. You've got enough fire. So the Magician says you have enough for your journey. You are fine. There is nothing more that's needed. You have everything that you need within. So that's a wonderful message. The Four of Coins and the Eight of Rods. Very interesting. So things may be moving forward quickly on a number of fronts with the Eight of Wands. Be reassured that they are moving in the right direction. And the Four of Coins is sort of saying, even if something has you feeling like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to make it, absolutely, you have, and you will continue to. This guy has built up some security, whether that's health or wealth or other sources of security, and he's hanging on to it. He may, for some reason, feel a little insecure about it today, or maybe even in general, but don't worry, no worries. In fact, lean into the power. There's more power that you have than you know. There's no reason to worry. And if things are moving forward quickly in a number of fronts, have faith that they are moving in the right direction, because this is a powerful reading. All right. Well, I thank you all so very much. And please take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.